All right, let's get to my first guest of this evening, and that area code looks very familiar. It's Lexington. I believe I'm joined with James Reed. How's it going?
Hey, what's up, brother?
I'm good,
I'm good.
man.
How about you?
Good, good, man. Thank you for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Oh, no, thank you so much for having me, man.
Absolutely, man. Before I go any further, I noticed that the area code 859. That is a
Yeah,
Lexington area code. You from Lexington?
I was born here, man. I was brought up most of half my life here. I've been kind of everywhere since you know the latter part of my life. But yeah, I'm born and raised here.
Born and raised in Lexington. That's what's up, man. Well, it's pretty cool to have a Lexington native on this show, especially for the
Heck yeah,
first time. So, props to you,
cool.
man. So, how did your musical journey got started? What got you into doing music?
Okay, that's a great question. So I've always had a knack with words, like kind of been a wordsmith at heart, and I think I wrote my first song around 7. So it's always tortured me, man. And I've always like I said, I like wordplay and playing with words, and learned the guitar around 18 or 19. So I was kind of late to the guitar, but I don't know, just something that never went away. And I would try to set up shows and work a full-time job. But a couple years ago, something it just kept torturing me and coming back. So I was like, I have to give this, I have to give this 100% of my attention at least once in my life before, so it won't drive me crazy. So yeah, it's come full circle. It wasn't nothing that like happened all at once, but it's been kind of later. So yeah, coming up on a couple of years now. I kind of quit my job. I had a little bit of money saved up, quit my job, and I've been doing it ever since, full time.
Awesome, man. So as far as music and inspiration, who
Uh huh.
was some of the artists that has inspired you? Those that made you feel like this is something that I want to do. Who's some of the
Right.
artists that inspire you?
Okay, that's another good question. I mean, it's just I think a lot of singer songwriters or a lot of musicians will say the same thing. I've heard a lot. It's kind of cliche at this point where it's like every genre. I listen to a lot of genres. Um, growing up with hip hop and just hearing wordplay. Rap stands for rhythm and poetry, and it's like that wordplay that a lot of hip hop inspired me growing up. I think a lot of people can relate to that, even if you do get in folk or country. But and then Towns Van Zandt, like Johnny Cash, just your kind of more cliches, but just a little bit all over. A lot of early '90s grunge music, alternative music, and just from a little bit of. I took inspiration from so many genres, and now the last 4 years, I would say, I've gotten really big into the Delta blues. I think the majority of genres started from early Delta blues, mainly acoustic blues. But I'm really into the old the old bluesmen for the last several years. So a little bit, like I said, from I like one of my one of the more recent to give you a name, one of the more recent bluesmen that inspired me was Booker White, and I think he's a cousin to B.B. King, but he just had a style all on his own. It's really inspired me.
I like that, especially BB King. That's legendary right there. Uh,
Right.
I'm a Mississippi native. He's from
Oh yeah.
Mississippi. So I follow his music throughout the years, and definitely up until his passing. Rest in peace.
Yes. Rest in peace.
So definitely one of the profound artists of that particular genre. So
Mhm.
respect to him and his
For sure.
family for keeping that legacy going. So
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
that's awesome. So so seeing that you are from Lexington, you've been around some venues here and there. I see that you have a show coming up on December the 17th. Tidballs.
Yep.
There's going to be Axe in the Oak with
Yeah.
songwriters in the round, which includes Cal Daniel, Jen Tackett, I do love Mrs. Jen Tackett. She is
Oh
something
yeah,
else.
I do too, man.
Uh,
That's cool. You know, yeah, Jen
yeah.
Tackett, she's great.
I,
There's not many people like her. She's just a breath of fresh air.
yeah, she gonna put a smile on your face. She gonna give you a
She
hug
does, don't
too.
she? She really
She,
does.
I feel like she be hugging on my neck a lot more because I'm tall. I have to get down so
Yeah,
that she can, get that hug in.
yeah,
So so Jan is there. Beck Smallwood, I like her as well. She got a band back in the Starlight
yeah,
Revue. Tiffany Williams, Tanner Elias, Cody Howard, and Candace Barbie. That's spelled Barbee, as in the Buzz Sting, not the Barbie doll.
right.
Barbie. So that is your lineup, and James Reed is also on there. So talk about this show, man. Songwriters in the round. You're surrounded with great talent. How do you
Yeah, for
feel
sure.
being in this lineup of show?
Oh man, I'm so honored to be a part of that lineup because Tip Balls, it's kind of been a hard place to get into. I've just since I've started doing shows and telling the world how I feel through my songs in the last couple of years. I've learned I just got to go for it 100%. So, but that was a place that's kind of hard to get into. But so when they reached out to me about that show, I was so honored. Jen Tackett, like you said, Tiffany Williams, Beck Smallwood, but another guy on there that I'm real fond of is Cody Howard, and he's an up and comer. I think he's still in college, and he's like 20. He's a baby. I had no clue what I was doing with singing and songwriting at his age, but so I really have a lot of faith in that guy. But he's another just great spirit, kind of like Jen Tackett, makes you smile. And but yeah, man, I'm just a fan of all those folks on that bill, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
So everybody check that out. Oak, X in the Oak. The songwriters in the round. Doors open at 8. Show starts at 8:30. I don't see if there's a cover price in there or not, but regardless, it's a good lineup, good talent. Support the local artists and hear their stories. And what I like about the songwriter type show is you get a chance to hear the story of these songs from these artists. From your perspective as an artist being in a show like that, what's that feeling like? Getting to not only get to tell your story about these songs that you do, but to hear stories from your fellow peers as far
Right,
as them with their songwriting and such.
right. That's another great question, brother. I the reason I like that question so much is because I love the songwriter round so much. So I think we should shine a little bit more light on these songwriter rounds. And that a lot of times they're not. So a lot of times they're not a paid gig at all. This one, the people behind the scenes they understand how to serve the song, and they're really big artist supporters because they're artists themselves. And so I think they're it's a paid gig, but it's not. It's with the songwriter round. I feel like it's just a little bit more special than that. You're getting different artists, point of view in one big night. So, but yeah, like a lot of rounds. I don't for whatever reason. Maybe that's what it is. It's smaller venues and there's a lot of artists, so it's hard to pay all of them. But if you can get, so I've been a part. I've been lucky enough to be a part of a lot of songwriter rounds, and if you can get a bunch of them together, it's like, yeah, I'll come and do my songs. You can do your songs. We'll do your songs. Whether it's not a lot of money in it or like whatever the situation is. I've had some of the most special moments with my art doing those songwriter rounds. So I have a feeling that night's going to be one of those nights. But yeah, with those, man, with like you said, like I did a show last night in Paintsville at Alley on Main. It's a really cool venue. I would highly recommend it. It's top of the line venue. And I opened for my band or my buddy's band, and so that was a great experience. But there's something about songwriter rounds that it's my all time favorite thing to do as a singer songwriter.
And just for the record, this Tip Bars is located at Bowling Green, Kentucky, at the 522 Morris Alley. That's at Bowling Green, Kentucky. T-Balls. is hosting Acts in the Oak with Songwriters in the Round, which includes James Reed, who is joining me right now. So we get into the holiday season. Some people are gonna rest their voice and get ready for next year and got some big
Hmm.
plans and such. Do you got any remaining shows before the year's end, or is this your last show of the year?
Well, once again, that's a great question for me personally because I just got off a couple tours, a couple runs on a tour, and I was planning on kind of taking it easy. I might have a surprise album coming up, so I can't give a date, or it wouldn't be a surprise. But I was just planning on getting in the studio. I got off my last tour a couple weeks ago or whatever. But yeah, but I did plan a couple dates. Like last night, I put an alley on Main. Like once again, I'm gonna rave about that venue. That they treated me great. So we got the tip on the 11th of December. Actually, with Jason Evans and Billy Don Burns. And that's a big show. Like Billy Don Burns is a legend in the game. You know, he's had cuts from like Willie Nelson and a lot of big names, and he's just he's out here. I think he is in the 70s and still out here singing his songs to the world. So you just got to give respect to that. But that'll be a good record in Illinois, and then the tip off on the 17th, and that might wrap it up for this year. But yeah, I plan on I'm putting together another little tour, and I will have an album coming out. So I always stay busy. I always sleep. The guitar always sleeps right beside me.
Awesome, man. So everybody check him out. He's on Instagram at James Reed Music, and follow and like his page on Facebook, fans of James Reed Music. He's there as well. So go check him out on the social media platforms. I see that you have a song on the platforms already. It's called Baby Blue Lies. That is your single. At least your first single, at least for what I've seen on the platforms.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
it,
go ahead. I'm sorry. But
yeah. So, talk about the song "Baby Blue Eyes."
yeah. Thanks for asking. Like, so Baby Blue Eyes, it's a important song to me. I'm kind of all over the place with my songwriting because I think most true singer songwriters they just skip to different genres. But I do a lot of blues and a lot of folk, and this is one of the folk, like it has like a classic country sound to it. And I wrote it with my friend Lissa Culberson out of Alabama. Shout out to her. But I don't do a lot of co-writing, but for whatever reason that song come about, and I had that idea like ever since I was like 20. So it's been several years ago. Um, that for like baby blue eyes instead of baby blue eyes. I had that idea of like baby blue eyes as far as writing a song about it, and then yeah, my friend like several years later helped me out to finish it, and so yeah, I had a record on all the platforms, and I s- um, I've actually parted ways with the record label, even though I still support and I'm a part of the label still. But so we kept one song from that, and that is Baby Blue Eyes. But for anybody listening, here very shortly there will be a lot more songs uh, for you to able to access on all the platforms.
Okay, so definitely be on the lookout for that. That's gonna be a good treat. Everybody used to seeing you doing these shows, an acoustic version of these songs and such. And now you get to present the studio version of these tracks and get an idea of James Reed is as an artist and this new album that you got coming out. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And now that I know that you're from Lexington, I'm definitely got to check out one of your shows and meet you in
Yeah,
person.
dude.
I do
Please
live in
do. Please
Lexington.
come out.
Yeah, I do live in Lexington as well.
Oh,
So
cool.
I
Okay.
be at some areas, Tristan Cork
Cool.
and some other places, Elkhorn Tavern and some other places and stuff. So
Okay.
well,
Yeah, for sure.
I'll yeah, I'll keep an eye
Tell my
out.
friend Katie. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that means a lot to me. And my sister from up north. my sister in song, Katie Meadows. I'm giving another shout out to her. We've done a lot of shows together, and she's coming to the Twisted Cork next Saturday, I believe. So yeah, I might, I'll be out there. But yeah, I'm a fan of the Twisted Cork. I frequent that place here and there. So yeah, man, we'll have to definitely get up. You have to catch a show of mine.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So everybody be on the lookout for the new music from James Reed. It's coming soon, most likely in 2022. New album is on the way, more shows on the way. If you're in the Bowling Green, Kentucky area, go to the T-Ball's place for the songwriters in the round and check out his Instagram at James Reed Music and show your support to these local artists. So for sure, um, it was great to have you on the show, James. Appreciate you taking the time and continue to do what you do. And we'll see each other down the road. Thank you for your time.
Hey man, thank you so much for having me, man, and thank you for everything you do.
All right, man. You have a good night.
All right, you too, brother.
All right, bye bye.